feel-good breakfast show.
This is Expresso, your feel-good breakfast show on SABC3. Now, exciting stuff as we are talking about our health. Now, as a child, they would say to you, oh, you better drink your milk, make sure you get it all in. And you kind of have it as a child. And later on as an adult, you fill your space with all kinds of fizzy drinks or even energy supplements and drinks. And you forget about the milk other than maybe a dash on your porridge in the morning. Well, we're going back to the basics and talking about why it's so important, because it's loaded with calcium, or maybe there's other reasons. Andrea, our vital expert, is here with us this morning. Andrea, welcome to the show.
Thank you.
Ek sien net papai voor my, hè? Daar's spinazie and all kinds of yummy green stuff. Take me through it.
I was actually wondering if you've had your greens this morning and you said you haven't had.
No, I haven't.
So we can try and work through this after the show.
I'll just start chewing, literally.
Yeah.
Why are these so important?
We're talking about calcium and the importance specifically for children, for growth and development. In our diets, we rely heavily on dairy products, milk, cheese, yogurt, etc., to provide our bodies with calcium. And for children, really important because calcium is the main structural mineral found in bones and teeth. So while you're growing up, it's really important.
We've had Facebook questions as well, one that you're aware of, and it relates to calcium in food, especially for children.
Now, a mother asked me her child is allergic to dairy products. So where you would normally take milk for the calcium, what other alternatives are there that are non-dairy calcium sources? So that's why I've got this beautiful display of spinach and broccoli, almonds, and also tin sardines.
My favorite food.
But you may wonder why I've got so much of it.
Tell me.
Well, if you look at the daily requirements for a child that's growing, for calcium, if they only relied on one of these food sources, for instance broccoli, they would have to work through that entire bowl of broccoli.
Wow.
Or if they only relied on the spinach, this quantity, or the almonds, that quantity, or the sardines. So what I'm trying to show is if you want to get to optimal levels, it's really hard to get through dietary intake only. And that's why we fall back on milk, because it's so concentrated in calcium.
Right.
But in the absence of that, these are the types of foods to include in a child's diet. Yes.
There's obviously a supplement that can, it's just an aanvulling. You can take this with a supplement. What could you recommend?
Well, because there are children that are sensitive to dairy products or lactose intolerant, Vital specifically makes this kids' calcium chewable tablet.
It's chewable?
Yes.
Can I have one?
Oh, yes. You're welcome to.
So, oh, look at that.
They're supposed to taste
I got a
good.
cow. So I don't know if you can see that. So chewable vitamins.
Yes, and it's dairy-free. So for children that are lactose intolerant...
It tastes like sweets, man.
Yes,
it's
a strawberry milkshake flavour.
Oh, lekker. Okay,
yes.
So strawberry milkshake flavour. I'm looking at this and I think milk is probably the one that's the most important, and you just mentioned children who are lactose intolerant as well. What else can you tell us, other than our chewables and also in the quantities here, why is calcium so important? And also a bigger question for me, as a child, if you didn't get it in, could you make up for it as an adult?
No, it's really important for children to get their calcium while they're growing up. There are some diseases, for instance rickets, where there isn't enough calcium in the bone structure while it's developing. And also if you look at osteoporosis that women are at risk of later in their life, your calcium intake throughout your life helps to build healthy, strong bones. So it's really important. So for children that can't tolerate dairy products, the supplement is definitely a convenient option. But I'm not saying then you shouldn't eat these greens because they're really important.
Oh, well, see, as important as brushing your teeth, kids, and as important to look after your parents too. Andrea, thanks so much for always bringing us some helpful hints. I'd rather have one of the supplements and eat a little bit of spinach than to work through all of this that's standing on the table to get our greens in for this morning. Thanks so much. Well, you also heard at your Facebook page, questions came through. If you want to get a hold of Andrea, it's very easy. Andrea Vital Expert on Facebook to also ask her that all-important questions. I'm going to keep this with me. Over to you, Graham.
Vital Mini Rice Cakes, the better for you bite-sized snack, was voted Product of the Year for 2014.